Since I began taking smoking a pipe seriously, I've sort of been awash in all kinds of advice. You should be packing it this way, you should be smoking it this way, you should be puffing like a chimney, you should be savoring every taste, you should be sipping your smoke. And I'm like, sipping your smoke? What the heck does that mean? But I finally got it figured out. So stick around and I'll share my thoughts about why the slow smoke is the best smoke. Hi everybody, it's David Dorian Ross, the founder of the Virtual Pipe Club, and I'm getting to the point when I think these videos are going to be coming along kind of regular. So if you like them, why don't you hit that subscribe thing? So first of all, you know, when people describe tobacco smoke or tobacco smoking techniques, and they say things like it tastes like nuts or fruit or smells like hay, you know that they don't mean literally, right? It's all about trying to use a common sensation to describe something that's not a common sensation. So it's like, it reminds me of hay. If this was a food, it would taste like fruit, but it's not a fruit, so it's not exactly the same thing, right? You get that, right? Okay. So the same thing is true for how we smoke, how we take it in. And for a long time, I've been hearing the phrase, you should be sipping the smoke. You should be taking it in slowly, smoke at a more even cadence. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate the advice, and I kind of am working on getting what that means, but I didn't really understand what was being talked about until I had this aha moment, this revelation, and it has to do with the way I drink tea. In case you don't know how tea gets its flavor, it's cured in much the same way that tobacco is cured. It's picked off the plant by hand and then taken to a curing process where sometimes it's sun-dried, sometimes it's barn-dried, sometimes it's flavored, just really close to the way that tobacco is processed. So when that's cured like that, it fermented a little bit, what happens is the flavor is trapped in the form of different oils and alkaloids on the leaf itself. And so when you open up a tin of tea, you see this little shriveled up, stick in a way. But if you look at your tea after you've brewed it, you'll be able to see that if it's good tea, it's opened up and rehydrated. And now you see like a fairly broad leaf in your cup or in your teapot. And what happens when that happens is that the hot water, just almost to the point of boiling, has rehydrated the leaf and released those alkaloids and those flavors into the water, and then that's what you drink. That's where the flavor is. So tobacco is really the same way. Do you know that the flavor that you have from the tobacco is not actually the smoke, right? That's just sort of the byproduct of combustion. Where the flavor really is in the alkaloids and the nicotines and all that kind of stuff that's on the tobacco leaf itself. And just before the point of combustion, they're released into the air. They're freed from the tobacco leaf. Now, some of that comes in the form of steam, into your pipe, and some of it is mixed in with the smoke that you take into your mouth. So that's sort of like the carrier of the flavor. But once it's burned, right, a lot of the flavor is already gone, already released and dissipated. So the sipping thing is really a technique to draw the heat from the burning embers on the top of the bowl down close, but not exactly on top of the tobacco leaf, just below the ember layer. As it heats up, it releases those flavor molecules that then you continue to draw into your mouth. Some of it's like steam. The cooler the steam, the better, so that you don't get tongue bite. Some of it's in the smoke. So if you can smoke slowly, because here's what happens when you smoke fast, when you puff like a chimney, like I did, I'll just confess, for a long time. Still do sometimes. I'm trying to get the pipe lit. But, when I can settle down and relax and remember my tea drinking, I sip It's not really sipping, right? It's drawing in air in a slow enough fashion, trying to tease the ember layer just above the leaf layer so that it releases the flavors, and that's what I get to taste. Anyway, that's a little bit of of nerd science for your tobacco pleasure. I imagine that most of you have already figured this out, and so I'm just the last one to the party. But just in case there's any new people out there who are just embarking on their tobacco journey, here's a little tip for you. Anyway, the slow smoke, it's the best smoke. Thanks, guys. Hopefully this was a good video for you. Please let me know how you think I did. I'd love to hear your comments, your feedback. You see these big wide shoulders? They can take all kinds of comments. So tell me if it sucks. I'm fine with that. But now, a shameless plug for the Virtual Pipe Club. The Virtual Pipe Club is something that meets online. It's a group of men and women who meet generally once a week just to enjoy each other's company. We often have guest speakers to talk to us about the blending of tobaccos, the shaping of pipes, the business, the culture of pipe smoking, how pipe smoking is dying, how pipe smoking is having a renaissance, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's just a great place to meet people from all over the world. It's free. Please come and join us. There's a link down here to the Facebook group. All you got to do is come on over there and say, I want to be a part of it. And that way you'll get notices whenever we have a new meeting and about who's going to come and speak to us and all that kind of groovy stuff. Anyway, my friends, happy piping. I'll see you soon.